Okay, good morning, sir, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, classmates, and to all viewers. Okay, this is Sonny Maris Awit reporting my explanation about the answers from last week's activities or assignments. Okay, first question is that what is the annual rate of interest if 265 pesos is earned in 4 months and an investment of 15,000 pesos? So, as we look to my answer, so first of all, this 265 is the interest amount which was kanang accumulated and kanang is earned in 4 months on an investment of and this the principal 15,000 pesos. Okay, so based on the problem again, the interest accumulated is 265 pesos and the principal is 15,000. Then we have an n, so it's number of months in 4 months, so we just divide it by 12. Okay, so since we're finding the interest rate, so uh, going back to the formula, I equals to PIN, so gonna we just derived it. So I equals to, which is the I over P principal times the N. Okay, P I equals to PIN, so uh, divide all by P and N, so which results to the formula I equals to P over, I mean formula I equals to I over Pn, or the interest over principal times the times. Okay, so multiplying it and calculating it, so we come up with a we come up with a number which is 0.053, or in percentage form, the interest rate is 5.3%. Okay, proceeding to the next proceeding to the next question, I mean item. So we have a loan of 2,000 pesos is made for a period of 13 months from January 1 to January 31. At the following year, at a simple interest of 20%. So what is the future amount is due the what is the future amount is due at the end of the loan period? Okay. So the end of the loan period here is January 31. Okay. So my answer here is this. So we have the principal of 2,000 since this was the loan. So we'll be calculating the future amount. So it's already the discounted, but then in a borrower's view. Okay, so we have 13 over 12 since the date as stated here is from January 1 to January 31, which is already 1 year and around 1 month. Okay, so which was 13. So every year we have 12 months and plus 1 since stated there January 31 month. So we have already ano kanang 13 months over 12 months as our end. Okay, and we have simple interest is just 20% or 0.2. Okay, so we have P as our 2,000, we have N as our 13 over 2, and our interest rate is just simple interest rate. We have 20% or 0.2. So type n. So following the formula, F equals to P plus times 1 plus IN, we have 2,000, which is our P, 1 plus our N, or ato I, which is 0.2, and N, which is 13 over 12. So we have 2,433.33 as our future value. Okay, and next is number 3. So proceeding, going back to the given. So If you borrow money from your friend with simple interest of 12%, find the present worth of 20,000. Okay, which is due at the end of the 9 months. If you borrow money from your friend with simple interest of 12%, so we're still involving here with a simple interest rate problem. Okay, find the present worth of 20,000 which is due at the end of the 9 months. So we're going back. So we're we're finding the present worth. So we'll be using negative exponents. So as the formula states in ano in simple interest. So first we have our future worth is 20,000. Our time frame is 9/12 since it's 9 months ago, or in 9 months from the time from 20,000 ago, 20,000 9 months ago. So since we're finding the present worth, okay, and the future worth is 20,000. Okay, I which is 12%. So we get this formula F equals to P 1 plus I 1 plus IN the power of negative 1 is just from the formula from the formula P F equals to P plus 1 plus IN. Okay. Again, we let our F here as the since we are computing the present worth, so since our F as our P, so it's just interchange. So but actually in the derivation of formula, the F here is actually this P, but then since we serve as our present worth as 20,000, which is the future worth of the 9 months ago deposited, or the money 9 months ago. So it's just an interchange. Okay, so hence our F here will be the present worth. So if we let the future worth, if we let the future 9 months ago, so it's just reversed. Okay, so F here is equals to P, but actually it's must be the F, but then since we let the F as our since the present is 20,000, but then it's just the future worth of the 20 of a certain Monday from 9 months ago. Okay, so we have 20,000 plus times 1 plus 0.12, which is our interest rate, plus times our time 9/12 to the quantity to the power of negative 1, since so from 9 months ago the money was 18,348.62 pesos. So if we're looking here as our base or a point from this month, so 9 months ago, so we can consider altering the formula, so changing F to P and P to F. Okay, but just as a representation. Okay, let's proceed to number 4, which also involves just a simple interest rate problem. Okay, number 4. Determine the exact simple interest on 5,000 pesos for the period of January 15 to November 28, 1992, if the rate interest is 22 degrees, I mean 22%. Okay, so going back to my answers. Okay, we have I as PIN, P our present worth, which is 5,000. The interest rate is 22% or 0.22, and our N is 318 per over 366. So I got the 318 or 366 by looking at the chart of uh, the chart, which tells the number of days. So since the year, okay, let's go back. The year 1992 is divisible by 4, so it's considered as a leap year. So hence we have 366 hour as our days and 318 as we get from the computed days. Okay, so we have already the necessary informations to get the to get the I or the interest rate. So we have 5,000 times 380 number 366 days times 0.22 as interest rate. And we get 955.74 pesos as our interest accumulated, right? Or the interest itself. Next is number 5. Okay, let's proceed to item number 5. Okay, a man wishes his son to receive 200,000 10 years from now. Okay, so let's consider it as our future value. Okay, what from now? Okay, what amount should he invest if it will earn interest of 10% compounded annually during the first 5 years and 12% compounded quarterly during the next 5 years? So we have 2 which is first compounded annually. So we have and but as one. So we have the time 5 years times one. So it's just actually one. Okay, and we have 5 years times compounded quarterly. So will be 4. So compounded 5 times 4. So hence we will be having 20 as our exponent to the formula or the hour per hour n. Okay, and 200,000 as our future value. Okay, so what amount should he invest if it will earn interest? So we'll be finding the present worth. Okay, so let's go back to my answers. Okay, 5. So the future worth will 200,000 is what I've said. So for the first 5 years, we have as our interest 10%. So n equals to 5. For second 5 years, we have I, our interest rate 12%. So which is equal to 3. So we'll divide it by 4% since it's the formula for the compounded interest. So compound interest, which will be dividing the I for the number of mode of our interest, a mode of compounding. Okay, and we have M, we have 5 times 1. So the M here is 25. The M here 5 times 4 since the mode of compounding is 4 quarterly. So we will be having M as our 20. So we're since we're since we're finding the future the present worth, so the formula F equals to, this is the formula, the original formula is equals to F equals to P times 1 plus I over M, I mean, yeah, M times to the power of M times N. Okay, so we just actually divide it all by M of by P, I mean I mean 1 plus I over M, the power of M over N. So it will be cancelled. So hence here, so following the rule of exponent, if it will be raised from the denominator, it will become negative. Okay, so hence we have F times 1 plus I over M times negative M N. Okay, and that's all. And hence for the first 5 years, we have P as our 200,000 1 plus then 0.03 from the first we solve the second 5 years, so it will serve as our future amount for the first 5 years. And okay, so we have 200,000 times 1 plus 0.03 the power of negative 20, since we are solving the first the second 5 years for us to have a value for its future worth in the in the first 5 year. Okay, so times 1 plus 1 200,000 times 1 plus 0.03 to the power of negative 20, which yields to 110,735.15 pesos. So now it will become now our future worth for the first 5 years. So putting it here, so we have 110, 735.15, 1 plus 0.10 times 1 plus 0.10 to the power of negative 5. Hence, since we have already 5 as our mn, since it's actually multiplied by 1, and then 10%, since it's annually, it's just actually also over 1. And it doesn't matter since it's just 1, so it will remain as it is. Okay, and thus having a value as our present worth 68,757.82. So 10 years from now, so 10 years from now, he will invest 68,757.82 pesos to gain 200,000 if you separate it by the first 5 years and second 5 years by having different interest rate and mode of compounding. Okay, next we'll go to the item number 6. Okay, going back again to the problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, by the condition of a will of the sum of 25,000 is left to be held in trust by her guardian until it amounts to 45,000. When will the girl receive the money if the fund is invested at 8% compounded quarterly? Again, by the condition of a will, the sum of 25,000 is left to be held in trust by her guardian until it amounts to 45,000. When will the girl receive the money if the fund is invested at 8% compounded quarterly? So we'll be finding the time. When will this 25,000 arrive at or accumulate to amount 45,000 compounded quarterly? So we have a mode, okay, at 8% rate of interest. Okay, going back to my answer. So okay, we have item number 6. Let me just erase this. Okay, for item number 6, okay, we have present worth, which is 25,000 pesos. We have future worth of 45,000 pesos, which is our goal, and the interest rate of 8%. So dividing it by 4, since our mode of interest is 4, so quarterly. Mode of compounding is quarterly, so we have 4 as our dividend. Okay, so following the formula, we have, and we'll be finding the n. Okay, following the formula f, we have already f equals to p, we have already the principal, times 1 plus I, we have already the interest rate, and n, which is our goal to find. Okay, we have future worth as 45,000 equals to present worth 25,000 times 1 plus 0.02 as our interest, and from here, okay, and our n, which is the missing part, or which is our goal to find the time for the 25,000 to accumulate to 45,000 pesos. So we have 4 here as our m for our mode of compounding. So as the formula suggests, it is m to the power of which is 1 plus I to the power of m times n. So we have m equals to 4. We have n as is missing. Okay, so we divide it by 25,000. We have 45,000 divided by 25,000. We have 1.8 equals to 1.02. 1 plus 0.02, we have 1.02 to the power of 4n. Okay, so we we can actually just solve it by shift solve in the calculator, but then this follows the the concept of finding exponents, so which is using the natural logarithm. Okay, will be natural logarithm of 1.02 to the power of 4n, and we also raise it to its natural logarithm. So okay, the rule of natural logarithm, so the formula of its variable, or the x, so ln x, for example, to the power of y, so we just transpose the y to the 4n, to the ln, besides ln, so it'll be multiplying already. So same as what happened here, for n to the power of ln, or n to the power of natural logarithm of 1.02, okay, and is equals to natural logarithm of 1.8, okay, dividing it all by natural logarithm of 1.0214, so we have n equals to, but here I just step by step it. So yeah, first I already just divided it by 1.02, ln natural logarithm of 1.02 over, from here to, so it will become a natural logarithm of 1.8 over natural logarithm of 1.02. Okay, so thus we came up with an answer 29.682. Okay, equals to 4n. So that's dividing it by 4. We came it by, or multiplying it by 1/4. Just divided it all over by 4. Okay, we have n as equals to 7.42 years. So that's our n. So by 7.42 years, so that certain amount, 25,000, will accumulate to 45,000 pesos. Okay, that would be all for number 6. Proceeding to number 7. Okay, going back to the problem number 7. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7. Okay, this is our item number 7. At a certain interest rate compounded semi-annually, okay, which are mode of compounding by this problem is already 2. 5,000 will amount to 20,000 after 10 years. We have our n as 10, okay, mode of compounding, which is 2, and our present worth as 5,000, and our future worth is 20,000. Okay, what is the amount of the end of the of 15 years? So, okay, so we'll try to find the interest rate here, and then use it if our time will become 15 years. Okay, so we're going back to the answers. Okay, we have item number 7. Our present worth is 5,000. Our N1 is equals to 10 years, so F1 is 1,000, and N2 is 15 years, so F2 is future worth, and F2 is still missing, and our I. Okay, so first of all, we're going to find the I. So following the formula, F equals to P1 plus I over 2, since the mode of compounding is 2, or semi-annually, so 2 times N1. So for N1, we have the 10. Okay, substituting it all, 20,000 equals to 5,000 times 1 plus I over 2 equals to 2 times 10. So just shift solve it, so it will produce to the interest of 14.35%. So that would be our interest rate. So using it, using it, using it in the next, for it to, as of our time is 15 years, so we have F. So what will be the future word? Okay, so the missing part here already is the future word. So P, which is, again, it's 5,000 times 1 plus 0.14, 0.14, 0.1435 over 2, since our interest rate is 14.35%, or this 0.1435, raised to the power of 2 times the power 15, since semi-annually and our years is 15, so we'll be adding with 30, and Solving it will produce with a 39.973.74 thousand pesos. Okay. Uh, next. Okay, next we have item number 8. Okay. So let's proceed to item number 8. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This problem, okay. Jones Corporation borrowed 9,000 from Brown Corporation on January 1, 1978 and 12,000 on January 1, 1980 and January 1, 1980. So then, duha. 2 is January 1978 and 12,000 on January 1, 1980. Okay, corporation made a partial payment of 7,000 on January 1, 1981. It was agreed that the balance of the loan would be amortized by two payments, one of January 1, 1982, and the others on January 1, 1983, and the second being after 50% larger than the first. If the interest rate is 12%, what is the amount of each payment? Okay, let's proceed to the answer. Okay, so item number 8. So computing we use the again we use the cash flow diagram. Okay, first you have, okay, they borrowed in 1978. I borrowed 9,000, and in again in 1980 also at 12,000, since they borrowed two times. Okay, and so it's going up since it's a cash flow, so it's cash flow in, and again, and then the 1981, the they have a down payment which is 7,000 pesos. So, and the third is it's unknown, so it's, and the last payment is actually this, which is this already the amortization. Okay, so we have 50% x plus x, since it's actually 50% larger than the fourth payment or the second payment actually. So but the fourth value here in our cash flow in. Okay, and hence, so the first payment, the first loan, which is 9,000, 1 plus 5 to the power of 5, since we're finding the f here, so we will just be using the positive exponents. Okay, and we'll be calculating for the future words. Okay, so our 9,000 here is 12,000, then just the power of 3, so it will be equated to the down payment or the overall payment. So overall loan and over equals to overall payment. Okay, equals to 7,000 plus 1 plus I the power of 2, since from the 5 years span of time, or the n 5 years. Okay, jump 1 and 2. Okay, 7,000 and plus x, which is from the 1982, raised to the power of 1, and as 3 over x, that remain as x. So this is 3 2 over x. This is equals, actually this is equals to 50% of x plus x equal to, or 1, or I mean 1 and 1 half. Okay, x. Okay, so calculating it, 9,000 plus 1,000 equals to, so in, putting it all in the calculator, so x is equals to 9,137.18. So the here the second payment which is missing is equivalent to 9,137.18. So since we've already found the value of x, so it's just substituting it with the 3 over 2 x, or 50% x plus x, it will yield to 13,000 pesos, 13,705.77 pesos. Okay, so let's proceed to number 9. Okay, let's proceed now to item number 9. So we're done already with the item number 8. Okay, so in item number 9, so let's proceed to the item number 9. Okay, Mm, okay. A woman borrowed 3,000 pesos to be paid after 1.5 years with interest at 12% compounded semi-annually. And what the compounding there is 2, okay, and the time is 1.5 years, so interest at 12%, okay, and 3% as 3,000 pesos at our present worth, okay, and 5,000 to be paid after 3 years at 12% compounded monthly. It's just the same. So the values just interchange and the compounded mode of compounding also change. So it's one frame, second frame, and okay. What single payment must you pay after 3.5 years at an investment rate of 16% compounded quarterly to settle the two obligations? Okay, so we have now already the idea that this first and second frame will be added or in order to equate to the third frame. So, but then the only problem is that we'll be getting the present worth of this last frame, okay? So, or part in order to paid or to satisfy with the accumulated interest of this these loans, okay? Okay, let's go to my answers, okay? So, item number 9. Okay, so first we have P1, our principal, as our 3,000, and each time is 1.5 years, and I is 12%. Okay, and P2 is equals to, and all compounded by, and it is all compounded, com, it is all compound interest, so it's compounded. First is semi-annually, and the second is compounded monthly, okay, which has the principal of 5,000, time is 3 years, and its interest rate is 12%. So P3, so we'll be finding the P3 or the present worth. So what amount must he pay in order to in order to satisfy this the payment for this this frame 1 or this part 1 and part 2, okay. So first we'll be solving the F1. So the total amount to be accumulated after this 1.5 years, okay. So we have P equals to 1 plus I over 2 since it's semi-annually, and 2 times N, okay. We have 3,000 times 1 plus 0.12, which is 12% over 2, raised to the power of 2, 1 times 1.5 years, okay. So solving it, calculating it using calculator, okay, we have 3,000. We will be having the future worth, which is 3,573.05 pesos. Okay, and next is the F2. So the second frame in our second frame. Okay, we have principal, which is 5,000, and 1 plus 0.12 over 12 since it's compounded monthly. So we have 12 mode of compounds. Okay, and 12 times 3 for 3 years, so resulting to 36, and then calculating it, 7 will yield a result of 7,153.84 kurang 5,000. Okay, so so as what I've said earlier, so there will be the combination or the first two frames. So since what will you pay in order to satisfy these two frames? So in order for the two frames to be covered, okay, so F3 is equals to F1 times N3 minus N1, since already our reference series is 3.5 years, okay, and N3 minus N2. So and to be honest, as is actually search about this, and learn that in order that it is this actually the combining the two frames, or like that shall be just like converging them, okay. So we have 3753 are sa F1, okay, this the future word, okay. 0.71 plus, and that will now become the plus 1.16. So the interest rate will be using for today is already the 16%. So this the of the frame of the third frame. So interest, so compounded quarterly, since it's already compounded quarterly. So we have over 4, and 4 times 2 and 1 half minus 1 and minus, 3 and 1 half minus 1 and 1 half. Okay, so this is the end of the first frame, and plus 7,153.84, the future worth of the second frame, times 1 plus 0.16 over 4, and raised to the power 4 times 3, 1 half minus 3. Okay, so which yields the result of 12,627.55, and that would be the amount she would pay in order to cover all the expense or the accumulated amount from the borrowed money from first frame and second frame. And that would be all, and for number 9. Okay, let's proceed to number 10. Okay, number 10. So Mr. J. De La Cruz borrowed money from a bank. He received from the bank P1, received from the bank 1,000 pesos, 1,342 pesos, and promises to repay 1,500 at the end of the month. Determine the simple interest rate and the corresponding discount rate of often referred to as the banker's discount. Okay. Okay, so after number 10, so first we have our discount, which is 100, wait, is 158 or 1,500, so minus 1,342. So let's go back to the problem, which is this actually. Okay, so the cross borrowed money from bank, received what bank 1,342 and promised to repay 1,500. So our P actually here is this from 1,500 to 1,342. So it's already discounted. So determine the simple interest rate and the corresponding discount rate for open, referred to as the banker's discount. So okay, so that's the reason why we subtract 1,500 minus 342. So that determines is the discount, the value of the discount. Okay, we have the P, which is 1,500. Since 1,500 is actually 1,500 to 1,342, and it's already discounted. So the discount is 1,500. So the formula for the discount rate is actually the discount over the principal. Okay, so since we have the discount, which is already 158, so we have, and our principal, which is 1,500, so our discount rate is actually 10.53%, or calculating it 150 over 1,500, we have 1,000 1,053 or 10.53%. Okay, and remembering the formula, I equals to D over 1 minus D, which is our formula for the interest rate. So since we have already the discount rate, okay, so we have 0.1053 over 1 minus 0.1053, so which yields to 0.1177 or 11.77%. I mean, and that's all for number 10. Okay. Next, we proceed to item number 11. Okay. So let's go back to item number 11. Is this actually here? Okay, we have item number 11. Okay. A man deposits 50,000 in a bank account at 6% compounded monthly for 5 years. Our mode of compounding is this amount of mode of compounding is 12. Okay. If the inflation rate of 6.5% per year continues for this period, will this effectively protect the purchasing power of the original principal? Okay. So item number 11. Okay, we have principal, which is 50,000, and our I equals to 6% or 0.06 monthly compounded. and n equals to 5 years, and our inflation rate is equal to 0 point, I mean 6.5% or 0.065%. So what's the future value? Okay, so the formula I equals to 1 plus r over m to the power of m, which is actually computing for the nominal rate. I mean effective rate, okay? I nominal rate, okay? 1 plus 0.06 over 12. 12 since our mode of compounding is 12, so okay, minus 1. So our entries is equals to 0.06177 or 6.1677%. Okay, so for the formula for getting the future value including inflation rate, so we have P F equals to P times 1 plus I over 1 plus F raised to the power of N. Okay, we have 50,000 times 1 plus 0.0061677 over 1 plus 0.065. So our first for the inflation rate raised to the power of 5. Okay, so which is yields to 49.225.00. So we can say that the purchasing power has lost since the value decreased. Okay, and next we go to the item number 12. Okay, the item number 12 is, what is the future worth of 600 pesos deposited at the end of every month for 4 years if the interest rate is 12% compounded quarterly? Okay, is already a problem of annuity. I mean, compounded quarterly at the end of every month for 4 years. Yes, it's already the problem for annuity. Okay, so 12, which is 600, okay, as RP and N is equals to 4 and R equals to 12. Okay. I I mean rather not, sir, I mean not for annuity, but I misunderstood once again since we answered this last study. But then, what is the future worth of 600,000 deposit at every month for 4 years if the interest rate is compounded quarterly? So this is the item number 12. Okay, let's proceed to item number 12. As our 600 and N equals to 4 and R equals to 12%. So we have, it's to have equal rate, we have to, I mean, we have to have equal nominal rate. Yes, and 1 plus I to the power of 12 minus 1 and equals to 1 plus R. So we have, I mean, we must have equal effective rate. So R here is the nominal rate, and here the overall thing here is the effective rate. Okay, or the rate of effectivity. Okay, so we must equate them in order to have, to achieve different same value in different mode of compounding. Okay, so the first compounding is compounded here is okay, 1 plus I to the power of 12 minus 1 equals to 1 plus R over 4 is 4 equals to 1. So 1 but minus 1 plus I to the power of 12 equals to 1 plus 0.12 over 4. So since our R given nominal rate is equals to 12 or percent or 0.12, okay, and minus 1, so our I for the here equals to 0.0099 or 0.99%. So at N equals to 4 times 12, since mode of compounding is 4 and for 12 years, so we have, yes, and it's again a problem for annuity. Okay, F equals to A times 1 plus IN minus 1, since our formula for the future worth of annuity in solving annuity, the end of after months, this is an ordinary annuity. Okay, We have 600 for every after 1 month for 4 years. So 1 plus 0.629. The power of 48 is just equal to 4 times 12 and minus 1 over the interest rate of 0.99%. So which yields to 36.641 pesos. So that would be the value after 4 years. Okay, proceeding to number 13 and 14, which I have no answer, so it's no need to discuss it. And proceeding immediately to problem number 15, and which involves actually of annuity problems already. Okay, so we have problem number 15. Okay, okay, M purchase a small lot in subdivision, paying 200,000 down and promising to pay 15,000 every month for the next 10 years. The seller figured interest at 12% compounded quarterly. So I have A, find what was the cash price of the lot. Okay, if we have already the 200,000 pesos down. Okay, if M has the first 12 payments, what must he pay at the time 13 is due to bring him up to date. Pang 13 yung payment, if 12 payments is kanang missed. After making 8 payments, M wished to discharge his remaining indebtedness by a single payment at a time, and the ninth regular payment is due. What must he pay in addition to the regular payment then due? Okay, letter D, if M missed the first 10 payment, was must he pay to the 11th payment is due to discharge his entire indebtedness. Okay, so our cash flow here, cash flow out, so downing 200,000, then plus this every 3,000 payment, I mean 15,000 payment every after 3 months. So it's this at every 4 times 10 in every four payments in 1 year. So 4 times 10, since it's 10 years is the due, we have 40 payments all in all. Okay, 10,000, we have RSRA, n equals to 4 times 10, which is 40, as what I've said, and the interest, interest by the owner or the seller, which is 12%, compounded quarterly, mode of compounding 4. Okay, we have I 0.12 over 4, since it's 12% over 4, and n equals to 40. Okay, our P, following the formulas of annuities, so since we have already this 200,000, then formula for finding P, we have A, so we have 200,000 plus 15,000, which is RA, then 1 times 1 plus 0.12 over 4. So since this our interest over raised to the power of negative 40, since we're finding the P, so we're going backward. So we'll be involving negative exponents, and over negative 12 over 0.12, rather 0.12 over 4. So the 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 cash price, the price of the lot is 546,722.00 pesos. So that's the price of the lot. Okay, B. So what is the katong his payment for 13 payment if he missed 12 payments? Okay, I equals to 3% or 0.13, and equals to 13. Okay, so just solving the F13, so A sa future in the 13th payment, so A, which is 15,000, then 1 plus 0.03, so since 3, that's 3, because the reason that 12 payments in the payment due to being him up to date. Okay, so again, it's 3%, so it's just actually 0.12 over 4, and 0.03 and decimal places, and 3% in percentage form, and it's close to 13, since we are finding the 13 payment. So if he missed the 12, okay, we have future work in 13 payment, so equals to A, 15,000 times 1 plus 0.3, since just the same with the first one, A, but then our exponent here is 13, and it's positive since we're finding the future value. Okay, and this is the formula for approach future value A. Then for the present value, 1 minus this thing. Okay, this is the difference, 1 minus 1 plus item negative exponents. Then while right here is one positive exponent, then minus 1. It's just interchange. Okay, which yields to a result of 234,270,000 pesos, 2,334,270 pesos. So that would be his payment. The 13 payment if he missed 12 payments. C N have N to 40 and our no 40, then A equals to our N equals to actually is 31. It's actually N. I didn't know what did 40. I mean it's N. So okay, 40 minus 9. So since looking back again to the problem, so after making 8 payments, which deserve to remain by payment to the time for the ninth regular, so we'll be solving the ninth payment again. Okay, so letter C, so N is 40 minus 9, which is 31. So we just subtracted the whole 9 payments. So since after 9, after 9, the disregarding all the 9 payments, so the what you'll be paying with that is okay, 15,000 as our A. Then since we're solving for the pip for the present worth without those 9 payments, so we have negative 31, so 0.03. And okay, that payment after 8 payments missed, okay, we have just substituting it, direct substituting it, and we have the same interest, and which N is 31 since 40 minus 9, since he used to she used to disregard those. Okay, we have 300,000. 300,000 6 pesos is our payment, as her payment, as M's payment. Okay, P when N is equal to 29, so our present worth or the payment at 29. Okay, so we'll just again we're solving for the present worth, so we'll be using involving negative exponents. So A as again 15,000, then 1 minus, following the formula, this formula 1 minus 1 plus the N. It's negative in. It's negative in. It's just a typographical error. Okay, we have 1 minus 1 plus 0.03 rather, raised to the power of negative 29 over 0.03. So which yields to answer of 287.8, 286.82. Okay, but and when when N is 11 is equal to A 15,000, since just substituting it again, so since it's F, it will be involving positive exponents. So 15,000, 1 plus I, 0.03. So as our I, and N as 11, so minus 1, and 192, 116.94. That's for our F, or 11, for our 11, and for 29. So adding them, 479.9, we yield to 479,948 pesos. And the reason will be adding them is that, go back into the problem. Okay, if M is the first 10 payments, so he'll be paying for the 11th. What must he pay to the 11th payment is due to when he's discharged illness. So 11 minus, 40 minus 11, it's actually 29. And thus we get the 29. So 29 plus the payment for 29, and plus the payment for the 11th payment, we have again the 192,116.94 plus 287,826.62. Okay, we have 479,948 pesos. Okay, and for item number 16, so it's actually summarized already here. So amount requested, the certain person requested 100,000, then for investigation 500,000 is actually summary. So the further see that, so to able to understand more, Okay, let's proceed to the plan. Okay, the item Aman approaches the ABC loan agency for 100,000 to be paid in 24 monthly installment. The agency advertises an interest rate of 1.5% per month. Okay, they proceed to calculate the amount of this monthly payment in the following manner. Okay, the amount requested is 100,000. Credit investigation 500. I didn't know where to get that. It's just a given already. 500,000, 500 pesos. I mean, credit risk insurance is 1,000. It's total of 101,500. Okay, so the interest from 100,000 to 100,000, since the total is 101,500, so times 24, which is the time, 24 months, 2 years, and 0.015, which is the interest rate, okay, per monthly, okay, to be paid monthly. This is 36 500 over 500, 36,540 pesos. That is the interest. That will be the interest or the amount accumulated after 24 months. And total owned 101 plus 36. This is the 138 is the total amount. So the total amount plus the principal accumulated during those 24 months with interest rate of 1.5% per month. Okay. Payment is equals to okay, 138,040 over 24. So we have monthly payment as 5,751.67 pesos for every month. I mean for every for every month. Okay, and that's already included but it was 1.5% interest per month. Okay. Uh, okay, let's proceed to the answers. Okay, 16. Amount requested. So I already discussed this. So payment monthly. So okay. The formula for the effective rate is just actually the formula for the effective rate is just actually this 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of n. So since we're getting the and so we have 17.78.63 as 100,000 over 57.61.67 equals 73. We just get the number of payments if that monthly payment will be divided to since from the original requested amount, which is 100,000. Okay, so hence we have number of payments equals to 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative 24 over I. So we have I as our interest rate equals to 0.00276. So that would be our interest rate, or it is equal to 2.76%. Okay, that is the percentage, the interest rate namin. Okay, number 17, okay, which is the problem. Okay, a new office building was constructed 5 years ago by consulting engineering firm. At that time, the firm obtained the bank loan for 10 million pesos with worth 20% annual interest rate compounded quarterly. So mode of compounding again and 20% over 4, so that the I already will be 5%, 0.05. Okay. The terms of the loan called for equal quarterly payments for a 10-year period with the right of prepayment at any time without penalty. Due to internal changes in the firm, it's now proposed to refinance the loan through an insurance company. The new loan is planned for a 20-year term with an interest rate of 24% per annum. Compounded quarterly, the insurance company has a one-time service charge 5% of the balance. This is new loan also calls for equal quarterly payments. Okay. A. What is the balance due to an original mortgage principal if all payments have been made through all 5 years? What will be the difference between the equal quarterly payments of the existing arrangement and the revised proposal? Now, so what I did here is this totally. For A, we have 110,000 pesos. Then just the find the payments for those per period Okay, calculating the 18,000, which is actually the P, and derived by the formula, we come up with this. So this is actually the right side term of the annuity formula, which is finding the P is actually P equals to F. So P equals to F, then P equals to F. P equals to A, A times the 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative n. So over I. So we just divided it by the 1 minus. So we have already the P, which is 10,000. 10 million, I mean 10 million. So over the 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus I to the power of negative n. Okay, we have A for payment for every period is 582,781.612 as our pesos as our A, and using that A we have already solving for A. So F will be now, we can now get the F or the future value. Okay, 582 as our A. So and times, I mean getting all the present worth. So 1 minus 1 plus 0. Again, the interest rate 0.20 over 4 is to the power of negative 24, 20 compound for 5 years compounded quarterly. Okay, and we arrive with the present worth as 762,747 pesos. Okay, with 0.029 cents. And B, P plus T, the present worth plus the 5% service charge. Okay, because the 702.5 just multiplying it. So with the P, so okay, 2. So finding again the period for this period. Okay, letter B. Okay, what will be the difference between the equal quarterly payments, the existing arrangement, and the revised proposal? So here already there's area here, so what's the abbreviated? So that would be 8 So since there's already service charge plus 5%. So 5% of the original payment per period plus the 5% of it. So which yields to 7,625,884 pesos. So that would be our P. So with here, since I'm following the same formula as the letter A, since it's already derived. So, and our our N. So following the N of the payment is this 16. For letter B, so the new loan for a 20-year term with an interest of 24%. So hence we have already 24 per annum. So it's 24% already, and prime expense, and the new loan is planned for 20-year term with an interest rate per annum. Okay, compounded quarterly. So 4 times 20, which that results to 80. And since we are computing the present worth, it will be negative 80. And plugging in the values, we have as our delay the payment for the refinance per period quarterly for 20 years. We have 4,690. I mean 461,919.1,922 pesos. So since we're finding the difference, so for the monthly, for the period, for the payment, quarterly payment per, or the payment per period for the letter A, and for the first part for the for 5 years, and for the 5% for the, I mean for 24% for 5 years. I mean for 20 years compounded quarterly. So this A1 minus A2 is actually 120,400 for 120,862 pesos. Subtracting 582.7 500,000 582,781.6 6,117 minus 461,919.1,922, subtracting it, so 100, it's the result to 128,862 pesos as the difference with the payments. And that will be all. Thank you.